Okay, so we're live here playing some. I always do this. Some more of our BX D&D, using old school essentials, and actually running the adventure called Winter's Daughter, and taking place in the Dolmenwood setting, which you can get more information about if you pick up the Wormskin zines that Gavin Norman put out. I guess a year, maybe 2 years ago, they started coming out. It's kind of a fairy tale setting. We're using kind of modified basic expert rules here with the first level party who has been traveling for about 4 days through Dolmenwood. They've gathered a kind of a unusual crew, we'll say, have gathered together through various signs. They've all thought that they should maybe work with or follow this one gentleman named Ashton, who seems to be leading them through the woods. Last session, they picked up a straggler or a lost soul who was trapped in a fairy circle, who has now joined them on their quest, has his own quest, as that would be. And they can tell you guys can tell us about your characters and a little bit about what they're thinking. It's kind of, you had rescued, you had guys that had sat down after rescuing that young fairy girl. A couple more hours have gone by, then you set up, you're going to be setting up camp soon, I guess, but you guys have decided to continue to travel and possibly use the magical dandelion that was given to you as maybe a last-ditch thing if you couldn't find your way. So we'll go through and let me know a little bit about your character and what they're thinking as we're reaching twilight on, I believe, day 4 or 5. Nikki.
Piratessa is a magic user slash fire eater who is trying to learn how to throw fire without having to use a flask of oil. And she is feeling the responsibility of having to hold on to that dandelion and not lose it, as it is most likely their escape from the tomb when they get there. So all of that is running through her head, and she is Piratessa the magic user.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. So, how about Mike? Tell us about your character there.
Enoch is a cleric of the one true God, whose patron saint is Saint Cornus of the Angels. He is a little upset by the goings on that are occurring around him. All this talk of false gods and fae and magic and that, but he assumes that the saints are just blessing them and that they are interpreting the saints in the improper way. And hopefully in time and with some discipline, this poor band of travelers will see the way.
Yeah, that makes sense. 100%. Let's see. Tony, tell us about your character.
The merchant known as Smiling Adrian is thinking a lot about what has transpired so far, and hearing their agreement on they want to keep this gift for maybe something that we would need to escape danger or something, and we're depending on the man known as Ashton Wallace to find this location for us. He's just kind of looking at Ashton beady-eyed, thinking, he's got a day or two, and then we're going to have to make a decision because we're going to be out here lost somewhere, going to be lost. Yes, we are. And this new guy, got to keep him from walking around in circles, I guess. I wish I would have just stayed in the city, I think. That is the merchant, a.k.a. the thief, Adrian.
Excellent, excellent. Walking around in circles. I see what you did there. That was good. Inspiration for you. Speaking of Ashton, Crystal, tell us about your character.
Sitting on a log, watching the sun as it's beginning to creep into through the tree branches at the end, is a man wearing a large trench coat and hat as seen in the image. They have a gold coin in their fingers that they're just sort of flipping from one to the next till they get down to their thumb, and then they give it a flip and catch it. And they just keep doing this, seemingly lost in thought. Finally, they grab that coin and slide it into their belt pouch and pull out their tobacco pipe and begin to pack it. And Ashton says, I should enjoy this before the sun sets. I don't think skeletons can smoke pipes. And that is the so issued leader, Ashton Wallace.
Excellent, excellent. And kind of rounding out the group, Yang, tell us about your character who has recently joined this party.
I'm playing Bjorn Wolfson. Bjorn is a robust-looking young warrior, perhaps in his 20s. He was frozen inside a fairy circle for a season or two. He stands about 6 feet in stature, with ruddy hair that comes almost down to his shoulders, and short stubbles about his chin. He has green eyes, and he is dressed in a brown leather armor about his torso, beneath his green, dark tartan kilt. And you see him with a bag of sling bullets in his belt pouch, and clutched in his right hand is a very large two-handed sword with a blade that's about 4 feet long, with a V-shaped crossguard. He is on a quest for Sir Chide's sword, Whistling Razor, after having the same vivid dream for many nights.
Excellent. Yeah, so you guys, as I say, twilight is approaching. You also gained a friend / follower who is still tagging along. A 3 foot tall dwarf, moss dwarf as it would be, covered in rags for his clothing, with lots of pockets in which he seems to keep a variety of things, including caterpillars, cheese, and silver coins. He is kind of following around with you. He probably, as a descendant of the forest, he seems to know where he's going. But if you ever kind of ask him, he just kind of shrugs and follows Ashton, as you all kind of have been doing. So as we kind of approach twilight, and we're looking for a camp, let's do the looking for a campsite thing there, Crystal. Let's see. I believe that's a 2d6 roll.
Okay. 5, 4, 9 total.
Oh, nice. Oh, fantastic. Yeah. You and also I was going to give you +1 because you have the dwarf with you. You actually find 2 choice campsites. So let's see which one you choose to be at. Let's see. The first one is it's a calm woodland meadow. The second one is a clearing. So you've got kind of an open clearing, or you have a meadow with like the grass calling it. The clearing is probably more. It's not dirt per se, but it's like a rocky area where you mostly see. There's a lot of stone. Of course, there's dirt too, so you can get a nice camp there. But there's like kind of mossy rocks and stuff all around. The meadow, of course, is more grassy, which would probably give you a little bit more camouflage, but also would also give camouflage to any creatures that want to creep up on you. Let me just look for the feature of each. The feature of the rocky area is that it is there is one very, very large tree standing in the center of this clearing. It is probably one of the largest trees that you've seen. It's just really big, and maybe that's why nothing else is really growing here. When this thing is in full bloom, like in the summer, it probably blocks out most of the ground. Of course, it's the fall now, so most of the leaves are gone from this tree. In the meadow, you've got Oh, as you're looking around the meadow, you actually see that this meadow seems to have grown up around what was probably some kind of an ancient house or something. You can see the remains of some rock walls, that have long since been toppled over. So yeah, two choices, and they both look pretty good.
Ashton likes the idea of the big old tree. It would provide like a natural roof against like rain, and also rocky outcrop would make it harder for creatures to sneak up on us.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, you could set up camp there, and there's plenty. It's a good campsite, so there's plenty of standing dead trees or fallen branches that you can make fire. You find that there's water nearby from a small stream. You can make a roll for looking for food, as if somebody wants to hunt, or what you had done before, or trap. Does anybody want to do that?
Yeah, Adrian will try to go hunt or trap another rabbit or something.
Yeah, sure. Roll d6.
3.
3. Unfortunately, nothing tonight. Maybe you leave the trap out for the morning, but as you're setting up camp for a few hours, and you maybe check it again as you guys are kind of starting to decide if you're going to eat the rations. There's nothing in the trap as of now.
Yeah, he comes back to the camp and he looks at Brother Enoch and he goes, "You're going to have to step up the prayers a little bit, my man. There's nothing in the trap."
Perhaps your prayers need to be stepped up. I mean, I could.
I know that.
But yes, so perhaps a little offering to the saints might satisfy them. Say a couple of acorns.
Oh, I did not see any out there. I will have to look again when I go back.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. I understand. Saint Gondwind will accept your apologies for your indiscretions of improper prayers.
Thank you, good friar.
Does anybody else want to go?
Yeah, the acorns.
Ashton would like to walk by the river and maybe see if they could find any fish or like berries or something growing along there.
It's more like a tinkling stream. It's like a spring basically. There wouldn't be any fish in it. Maybe some frogs or something, but nothing notable right now.
Nothing growing around it, like no bushes or anything.
No,
that might have berries. Okay.
No.
Maybe we should get a water skin of that water and see what it does.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the assumption is you'll be drinking the water, that's for sure.
Yes.
Acolyte Enoch, you could always ask Tom for some more bean sprouts from his beard.
That's true. That's true. That is a blessing. Aren't you, little Tom? Yes. Perhaps a little pinch of your beard, please.
Well, by now, because Enoch's been a hungry man, half the beard's like a little. He kind of looks down, and carefully breaks some off and hands it to you.
I go, oh, thank you, sir. It's so delicious. It's so very good. I will go and fetch us some water for you. Hopefully that beard will grow quicker that way with some fresh water. Do I just like sprinkle it on? A little blessing perhaps.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That would be great. Yeah, sure. Yeah. I like water.
I'll go with you, Enoch.
Oh, fine. That's fine. The more the merrier. That's what I always say.
That dwarf is like a walking pantry full of food.
I know. And he will do it all for acorns. So we just need to find more acorns. And our little friend will just keep us our stomachs full. Quite a blessing,
And you have to try that beard.
The beard. I have tried the beard. Have you not? It's very good. I'm just so tempted at night just to lean over and nibble on him a little bit.
Excellent. Everybody can roll a d6 and a d10. And actually, can you put it in the roll 20? Because I can't look at the chat on Zoom. Okay. Okay. Fantastic. Fantastic.
2 rolls, did you say? 1d6
Yeah,
and what else?
D6 and a D10.
Oh, d10. Gotcha.
Wow,
Awesome.
everybody had a 3.
Yeah.
That is
Except Young, I think.
Yeah, no. Young did. 5. No, and Mike also got a 4. Did you roll a D10 as well, Mike?
He got a 3, I think, on his D10. Rolling D10.
Oh, that's a D10. Okay, yeah, I see. Okay, there was a gap in the middle. That's why. Oh, excellent. Okay. Wow, there are a lot of 3s. That's a lot of 3s. You know, 3 is a magic number. So yeah, you set up camp. It's a very nice night. It is calm and quiet. It's a fall night, so it's a little bit chilly, but there's plenty of fire. And while you weren't able to collect any new food, you still have rations left over from before. Tom consumes the 3 acorns that were given to him, and gladly accepts to be watered so that his beard can grow healthy. And you do your normal watches or what have you, but you're kind of maybe staying up a little later than you normally do because maybe it's the anticipation, or maybe it's the strangeness that for some reason the effect that you've been having with the skin fading away and becoming transparent does not happen tonight. And as you sleep, you're looking not like skeletons anymore. I know, it's sad, very sad, but
Yes, Saint Eggert has abandoned us once again.
Hey, Vaughn, you were stuck in that circle all that time. The rations that you carried, I imagine they're pretty hard by now and probably not very tasty, but I bet we could break them up in the morning and maybe, cook them in a little bit of that stream water and, I don't know, maybe loosen them up and have something like oatmeal if you would like.
Well, that sounds fine. If you're willing to try 2 seasons old meat, I guess we could try that. Yeah.
Oh, they all taste the same and gruel.
Yeah, and I still have cheese. We can melt the cheese and dip the meat bits into the cheese.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
It's very good.
Do you remember the centipedes, right? The centipedes on the cheese? I am just going to keep bringing that up because...
A blessing of St. Cornus, yes. A little extra protein. Something that's good for the bones.
We could always just pick off the centipedes and other bugs that dwell within.
Well, no, I just think that was on the cheese that our good dwarf friend had. The cheese that you have, Brother Nick, is fine to me.
Yes, you're a good man, Tom. Thanks again for the cheese.
Yes, the centipedes love the cheese, but of course, I don't let them eat too much because they should mostly be eating, grass because cheese is not good for their digestive system.
Adrian, I heard that centipedes are poisonous.
Well, my good man, there are some. I've heard tales through my merchant guild that there are quite a few of those things that have some very, very viable and powerful poison.
You're a merchant guild?
Yes.
What would they deal in poison?
Well, merchants deal in everything, my good man. I mean, some decide to take and sell valuable things. You would be surprised how much a valuable centipede poison would bring sometimes.
Well, I suppose you're right.
Well, I know I'm right, my good man.
And after that, Bjorn looks at him suspiciously.
You're just starting to look at him suspiciously.
Mhm.
All right, yeah, cool. So the night goes by without any incident. It's actually, again, a cool night because it's fall, but not so cool that that it is it's uncomfortable. With your blankets or whatever, and a little bit of fire burning, you are completely comfortable as you sleep. Nobody changes into skeleton. The water that you get from the springs refills your canteens and your water skins. As you kind of get up the next morning, Ashton, to lead the party, what are you thinking?
Yeah, Ashton gets up like he's been doing before the sun rises, and they begin to check the sky, trying to figure out if they are on the right path still.
Okay, yeah, sure. Roll a d6.
2.
Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, you think so. If you recall from the last session, the princess in your dream kind of redirected you a bit, and you feel like you're following that new path for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So Ashton will begin having their morning pipe, waiting on the others to get out, just sort of staring off into the at the stars as the sun slowly begins to creep above the forest canopy and begins to, they slowly begin to twinkle out of existence.
Excellent. Yeah, I mean, if you all want to cook up some of that stale ration and such in the morning, you could do that. It's not as stale as you would think it would be, because of course, time was moving very slowly in the fairy circle, so you're able to actually put together. Go ahead.
Yeah, as we're cooking breakfast, Ashton will, or as breakfast is being prepared and stuff, Ashton comes to join the group, and like they're dumping out the ashes from their pipe, and they go, "Yep, nearly there now."
You know what would be so wonderful on this bowl of gruel, Brother Enoch, if we could find some honeybees and, borrow a little bit of their honey.
Oh, well, I'm sure. Let me go and I will talk to St. Cornus, and perhaps she might lead me to a group of bees.
We could
Well, if
also
you
ask
do, we
Tom.
can, yes, and Tom could maybe know a location, or, with Bjorn being the biggest and strongest, he could climb.
Yeah, so Tom, overhears you and he says, "Oh, I know where there's bees. Yeah. Oh, honey is very good.
Yes, it would be very good.
Yes,
And
for sure.
perhaps some of those mushrooms that I had seen earlier too. Yeah, the one that had our poor man here caught in. Those looked quite edible.
I mean, the one with the purple tops.
Were they purple? Yes.
I can't say that I've ever eaten of those before, but you should certainly try. It could be very interesting. So yeah, this I think it'll take about 3 days maybe to get to the bees. Come, and Tom starts walking completely in the opposite direction that you want to go, Ashton.
Yo.
Sorry.
Well, we'll be back in just a couple of days.
Well, unfortunately, the way that we must go lies that way. And Ashton vaguely gestures in the way that they're supposed to go.
Okay. Well, Tom, perhaps we should look for bees that are on our way to there.
Oh. Okay. I do like honey.
Well, I'm sure you continuing your prayers will help lead us to some too.
Yes, I will let me go, and I will speak to St. Cornus, and she will bless us, I'm sure. And I will go down towards the stream
Okay.
and
You're gonna pray.
offer up prayers.
Okay, you do so. It's a nice morning. You don't see any bees though, unfortunately. The water is running smooth and sweet. You don't. You hear some birds singing in the trees.
Bjorn heads up to the stream as well, and he looks into his own reflection. And seeing his own flesh still clinging to his face, he sighs a breath of relief.
See, Bjorn, just fairy magic. And fairy magic is fickle. No worries.
Do you think
Thanks.
Acolyte Enoch was right in that it was a blessing from his patron?
I do not think that he was right. No.
I hope his prayers, this morning prayer, doesn't turn us back into skeletons like, a couple nights ago.
He's a nice guy, but I don't know if his saints have as much power as he thinks they do, especially not in this forest.
Ooh, it seems like you're challenging his faith.
Well, I wouldn't say it to him.
Well, let's just hope that it works out for all of us.
I hope so. Certainly
So
it
as you
can't
kind of
hurt.
gathered there, filling up your canteens and praying and stuff, you hear, I guess Adrian, because you're back at camp by yourself, more or less. You hear from the tree. You hear this bird is chirping, chirp, 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 chirp. And then all of a sudden it says, "Hey, hey, you down there."
Adrian, jumps up shockingly with a dagger in his hand and, yes, who is it?
Up here in the tree. He flaps his wings a little bit. It's like a blue jay.
Adrian looks straight up at it.
Are you here for the ceremony?
Well, we could be. What, are we having a celebration somewhere?
Well, the Drunes, they're doing their sacrifice. It's going to be a full moon tonight.
Oh, well, just a minute. Sacrifice? What is being sacrificed?
Oh, it's usually like a woman.
Do they already have their woman?
Oh, usually, yes. They are, there's lines of women lined up to be sacrificed, I've heard.
Ah, one of those. They make them drink the water from the stream, I guess.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I don't usually like to fly around at night, so I never get to see the sacrifice, only the next day, where we see the bodies. Sometimes there's good picking on there.
Well, why don't you come back tomorrow and tell me all about it in case I miss it tonight?
Okay. And then it kind of turns and starts, picking under its wing and stuff.
Adrian
around that
looks
time,
around to
everybody's-
make sure nobody notices he's talking to a limb in a tree.
Yeah, you probably just finished and you're looking around, then everybody else starts kind of walking up in their own conversation, so maybe they don't notice that you were talking. Yeah, you guys are ready to go, I guess.
Yeah,
Unless you want to do anything else.
when Tom comes back from the stream, Adrian looks at him and goes, "Tom, this is your country and stuff. Are there ever any things that maybe some of the locals here do that would involve the sacrificial altar with a woman on it?"
Oh yeah, probably the Drunes.
What are those?
Oh, the Drunes? They're like they're kind of like, and he kind of looks over at Enoch. They wear hoods and they mumble and pray and sacrifice people.
Ah,
They're pretty nice.
Oh, it sounds like it. Sacrifice. I mean, their sacrifice victims go willingly, I guess. Huh?
Oh yeah, yeah. You got to have sacrifices have to be willing, otherwise. So I've heard. Otherwise, it stinks it up. You know.
Ah, all right. Well, a little birdie told me something about it, so I was just wondering.
Oh yeah, birds are always gossiping. He starts looking around. You got to watch what you do. He kind of leans in. Well, he's leaning up, I guess, because you're tall.
Ashton, Ashton, which path are we going on today?
Heading that direction. And Ashton waves vaguely in a sort of direction.
Okay.
Acolyte Enoch,
Yeah.
do your people sacrifice people?
Yeah, what? I was praying. Sorry. What did you say?
Do your people sacrifice people?
Of course not. Why would we sacrifice people? What a question to ask, a woman.
Well, you said they wear hoods and mumble and pray a lot.
Who said that?
Tom.
Tom said that? Well, I'm sorry. I was meditating, and when I meditate, I just tend to block out everything that is around me and only focus on the saints. So there is a sacrifice, you said?
Yes, he said there's a people called the Droons, and they sacrifice people, but he says they're willing.
Oh, I see. A willing sacrifice. I'm sure this is some sort of a metaphor. I bet that's what it is. We're not as barbaric as that anymore. That we actually sacrifice people.
Well, you see, it's like us every morning. We get up and we sacrifice ourselves to Ashton to lead us the right way every morning.
Well, that's true. I guess there is some giving of oneself to another. If that could be a form of sacrifice. Yes, see, Saint Woad is giving you wisdom there, a good merchant.
Oh, that is one thing I do have. Oh, not really, but I do.
Nice. Everybody can roll a d6 and a d10 again.
Everyone?
Everyone.
Put it in the roll 20?
In the roll 20, please. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy.
In the meanwhile, Bjorn walks towards the group after walking from behind a tree, and he stretches and says, "Ooh, what did I miss? Boy, that was a big meal. Took me a little while to catch up with you guys."
Oh, it's okay, Bjorn. Ashton has found us the path that leads to riches. We're headed that way now.
Wait a minute. You said you had a meal. A meal. Is that what you said?
Yes, the stuff that you cooked up this morning, Acolyte Enoch.
Oh. Oh, yes, I forgot. The prayers. That's all. Yeah. Did I eat?
You had 2 bowls of that, remember? We were talking about getting some honey to put on it, sir.
That's right. And me and Tom were going to go and look. Yes.
But unfortunately, the saints are leading us another way this morning.
Adrian, right? Adrian.
Uh,
Are you sure you didn't have some of those mushrooms, Enoch?
No, those would be a couple of days back. Yeah, the purple topped ones, right?
Right.
No, I haven't. Although I believe they would be tasty.
Well, if we get lost again today, we got, 2 more days or 1 more day before we get to blow on that dandelion?
That's right, Bjorn. You said 2 days. We said we would give Ashton 2 more days.
All right.
I say we blow on the dandelion now.
Oh, that's losing faith in Ashton. We cannot do that.
Yeah, let's give him 2 days, like we said.
Okay.
Today's the first day, right? So lead us the right way, Ashton.
Oh, if you're all actually ready to get going, then let us be on our way. And Ashton will take off in the direction that they are 100% sure is the correct way.
Mhm. Maybe we'll
Excellent.
find some of these drones. Or pixies. I still haven't seen any pixies.
Drones?
No.
What are drones? Don't you mean prunes?
I do not want to deal with these druids. They may look at you and think that you're a welcome sacrifice.
Now, these Druins, are they the same size as Tom here? Because I don't think we have to worry about it, right? Right, Tom?
Tom looks up, and you see that he's like licking his fingers, and somehow he's like just finishing off eating a honeycomb. And he says, "Oh, no, the Troons are very, very friendly, but they're not like me though. They're like you,
Oh.
the hood and the mumbling."
Yes. And where did you get that honey from?
What?
You know,
What do you
the
mean?
honeycomb. The honeycomb that I saw in your little fingers.
Oh, well, that I got from the bees.
Yes, from 3 days ago.
Well, the ones over there. It was only a small hive, though. Hopefully, we'll find more.
Well, I thought you were going to tell me.
Oh, I thought you were trying to find some on the way. That
Yes.
wasn't on the way. We hadn't left yet.
Oh, well, I'll have to be a little more specific next time.
Mm-hmm. He offers like a finger that still has some honey on it, if you want to.
Yes, I'll lick it.
Adrian
It's
just
still-
shakes his head and starts walking in the way that Ashton pointed for him to go.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
Ashton's
delicious.
long gone. If you're still standing there having a conversation, like you look and Ashton's just like,
Oh, St. Horace, I thank you for this offering.
That's good.
Bjorn
It's very good.
briefly looks back, wondering where Acolyte Enoch is, and catches a glimpse of Enoch sucking on the dwarf's finger. It was like, oh, what did I just see? And then he just continues on his way.
These religious types have some very strange rituals.
They sure do.
I'm telling you, that priest had some of those mushrooms.
Well, that you weren't there. She came back? Okay, good. So you won't get attacked by yourself. Yeah, so you guys all congregate back together, and you're moving through the forest, at a pretty steady pace. Ashton feels like they know where they're going. This part of the forest is pretty overgrown, though, so even though you feel like you're on game trails occasionally, but then other times you're just kind of like, maybe the rest of the party thinks you know where you're going, but Ashton, you're kind of like a little unsure, maybe. About noonish, you're all kind of gathered around, maybe eating up some, you find some, you're eating up some rations. Let me see if you find anything. Oh, right, I'm sorry. Let me see if Tony found your character. No, your trap was empty still, unfortunately.
Yep, he just shakes his head and continues on.
Yeah. Yeah, so you didn't catch anything in the morning. So maybe you're eating some of your dried rations or whatever, and you hear very distinctly the sound of it sounds like a child, like a female child screaming for help. It seems to be coming from off in the woods somewhere. You can't quite see. Like when you look, you don't see anything directly, but you can hear like, and you hear some splashing actually as well.
Did we not deal with this yesterday?
Yeah, what are all these unattended children?
Where's that coming from? Bjorn takes off in that direction. As
Maybe
before.
we'll get another gift.
Adrian heads that way also.
Yep, I go
Okay,
that way.
You guys start to move through the woods briskly towards the sound of these sounds. It's weird. You're not sure. It doesn't sound like they're speaking Wold, which is the Wold, I think is the local language. It sounds like an language you haven't heard before, but it sounds like a person for sure. But it sounds like kind of a foreign language, maybe an ancient tongue. Actually, you can. I always want to call you Panesta. Piratessa. See, that's because your names are too similar. You have to have very different names in different campaigns.
Okay,
Go ahead and
sorry.
make a roll under your intelligence.
Under intelligence? Okay.
Yeah, to see if you can pick up maybe what it is.
Alrighty. Oh, nat 1.
Oh wow, yeah. You are kind of like, I mean, it's screaming. It's not like talking, but you're pretty sure that they're speaking in well, of course now I lost the page with the languages. Sylvan, which is, you would know, the common language of fairies and fairykin in Dolmenwood. It's the language that, in theory, a mortal could speak, but no mortals do because they would just sound stupid. Because you wouldn't be able to pronounce anything. There is like a higher fairy language that you can't even speak at all. Like it's just impossible for mortals to speak. But this one, mortals could speak it, but you'll just come off sounding stupid. But yeah, it's definitely that tongue.
I think it's another fairy child. Or person. Did you say it sounded like a child again?
Yeah, it sounded like maybe a child, from what you could tell. You all come running kind of out into a small like glade, and in the center is a pond, maybe like 25 foot diameter pond, so it's not huge, but you can see as you kind of run up to the shore of it, you can see in the center there's like some splashing and stuff in the water. It's really hard to make out exactly what's going on, but something seems to be struggling in the center of this pond. So what does everybody want to do? I'm assuming that Jordan just like charged up to it. Did Ashton and Adrian sneak, or did Ashton go at all? I didn't hear what you said, Crystal.
Yeah, Ashton will follow the rest of the group. Probably sort of behind everyone else. Towards the
No,
back.
today Adrian would actually just follow right behind Bjorn without any care for silent or anything.
Bjorn
Okay.
was like parkouring through the forest, doing some kind of obstacle course.
Nice.
Can we see what kind of thing it is splashing around?
It's hard to make out. So everybody rushes to the shore. Maybe Adrian's slightly behind. Enoch came forward as well. Yeah.
Yes, I'm actually going to be lifting up my robes and wading in up to my knees.
Okay. Yes. So you start to move into the water. As you do, all of a sudden, the splashing stops, and then there's like a beat, and then out from the water you see this black horse just rise out of the water. It's got a bridle on, that seems to be made of like seaweed or something, and in its forehead are 3 eyes, and it's got a malevolent look about it as it charges at you. So we're gonna actually roll initiative because this thing is attacking you. So since you charged out there, Bjorn, go ahead and roll initiative for the party D6. Well, actually, what's everybody doing? We're supposed to do that first. What's the plan? Paratessa. Weird horse charging out of the water.
Weird horse charging out of the water. Well, I will get out my quarterstaff for now.
Bjorn's gonna try to ride it. Tame that
You're gonna run
beast.
into the water. Okay, you're gonna try to tame it. It does have a bridle on it, so you could run up and try to grab the bridle if you want and tame it that way.
That's exactly what it
How
does.
about Enoch? You're waiting out there when this happens. What's your plan when this horse?
I
is kind of
grab my beetle pendant and I offer a prayer to Saint Clude,
Nice.
the saint that was martyred while killing demonic creatures.
Fair enough. How about Adrian?
Adrian usually during the day walks with his crossbow, out. So he's run up to the shore and he's going to missile crossbow bolt at it.
Okay. How about Ashton?
Ashton is also going to crossbow bolt if they are within range.
Oh yeah, they'll be. I mean, if you were slightly behind, so you might be in medium range, but for sure, Adrian's in short range. Let me just see what this thing does. Okay, so it's just going to charge out. So let's roll initiative first. So go ahead, Yang, roll d6 for the group.
Yeah, I got one. Sorry,
I already
guys.
got a 5. It's charging forward since since two of you have gone into the water. It'll go after one or the other, I suppose. We'll say I'll roll a d6 here. Actually, I'll leave it up to you guys. So, Mike and Yang both roll a d20, and whoever gets highest is not the victim of the creature.
Oh, I rolled a 3.
I got 17 as posted up there.
Oh no! All right, it charges at the priest. Let me just see if any kind of prayer is going to affect it. No. All right, it's just charging at you. It's not. It's Fey, but it's not.
Yes.
It's not, yeah.
I just hold tightly to that little
Yeah.
beetle.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
I pray harder to Saint Clude.
Oh,
Saint
man.
Clude, honor this prayer. Dispel this beast.
Excellent. Let's see. Okay, just want to look at all my characters. All right, so it's going at you. So it makes the first attack, which is the hooves. It's going to double hoove you, and then it's going to try to bite you. So let's see. It's going to be a bonus of 8. It rolled nat 20, but of course that doesn't really mean anything. So that's a 28.
28.
Yeah.
That's a 14 on my defense.
Oh my god. So you have 14. So you took 20. You took 14 points of damage.
Yes.
Yeah, that probably takes you down. I would imagine, right?
Yes.
So
And
you
now
get to be the first.
It's Saint Enoch of the Fentons. Yeah.
So now we get to see what. Now finally, I get to bust out my injury charts. Let's see.
Yeah, that puts me 10 under.
Okay.
Patron saint of acorns.
Yes.
Adrian yells out, "You should have picked a different saint to pray to."
Bjorn, seeing what happened to Acolyte Enoch, pulls out his sword and hightails back up the bank.
Okay, so this is less than ideal here, Mike. You have to roll a d6 plus the amount that you're negative. So a d6 plus 10.
Holy cow.
Oh,
It's a 14 total.
Okay. Explain how this thing, it's an instant death. How does Enoch die?
Oh,
Well, after taking the first hoof that collapsed his forehead into the rest of his brain pan, he falls under the weight of the beast, where it just kind of snorts and stomps a few times, crushing its chest and pushing him deeper into the muck of this pool, not only crushing him, but drowning him at the same time.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say what it's gonna do is, since it does a bite attack too, it's gonna grab it, so it smashes Enoch into the ground. You guys see this, just destroys his face, and then it grabs like with sharp teeth, which is not common for a horse, obviously. It grabs his leg and then starts back paddling into the water and going under. But you'll all get to go because it's not going to get to move till next round. So let's go through the list here. So Missile was going to be 2 of you guys, right? Adrian and Ashton. So Adrian, go ahead.
Adrian sees what this creature does to Enoch, and he really liked Enoch. I mean, he didn't agree with the religious part of him, but I mean, he sees that happen. He goes, I should have told him there is no God. There is no one God. There's no two gods. And there sure as hell ain't 136 saints that will take care of you. So he just takes the bolt off of his crossbow. He slings his crossbow back on his shoulder, turns around and starts walking back to where they come from.
Okay, Ashton.
Ashton says, I swear he got one of those mushrooms. And then he undoes his bolt and saves his bolt because he could tell, too late for Enoch. And, he says, Ashton says, all right, I believe we were headed this way, and begins to walk in that direction again.
How about Jorn and Paradessa? Jorn.
Bjorn, seeing
Bjorn.
what happened to Enoch, as I described earlier, he pulls out his sword and he hightails his way back to his party. And at the same time, he's like parkouring through the terrain like he did before charging at it. And as he passes Piratessa, he says, "His faith failed him. Let's get out of here."
Hmm.
Oh my god.
All right then. I guess I will follow the group.
Yeah. That was pretty devastating. You want to be Tom? Mike?
Oh man,
Sure,
now
I'll be Tom.
To die.
Nice. All right, you could roll up his stats and stuff when you get a chance, but yeah, you can be Tom for now.
Okay.
He's a Mossdorf. I'll have to send you the.
The stat.
Actually, I think I have stats for. Let me just see if I have. I didn't roll as like the actual stats, but I have his like general.
Okay.
Information. Let me just quickly find it for you.
Take
Wow.
your time.
That was devastating.
It was.
Hey, Mike.
Yes.
Hey, Mike. I'll send you the information for Ashton, and I'll take over Tom.
You just
You
want
wanna
the
be a
beard
Mossdorf?
for
Yeah.
yourself.
Exactly. You hungry? Okay, let's see.
Wow, Adrian is really kind of sad now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Piratessa
that
is
was-
very sad.
Okay, this is basically the notes on Tom. I will,
Ashton's Ashton is like, meh.
There is a way
Bjorn is
to privately send it
hyperventilating.
on Roll20, but I don't know how. So I'll just do it in Facebook, if that's okay.
Are you sending it via Facebook? Okay.
Yeah, I'll just send it via Facebook. That's like his general stuff, and then you can roll them up. I guess I got to send you. You don't have that supplement, the Dolmenwood race? Oh, actually, it's in.
Is it in the World Book, the Player's Guide?
It's not. No, it's not. I'll have to get it. Let me just see if I
Okay.
have it here with that. First, let me send you this so you can just start rolling them like we normally rolled. Okay. Oh, how sad. I liked Enoch a lot.
Yeah, Enoch was cool.
Was my favorite character.
Enoch the Brave.
Isn't the one.
I hope I get sainthood out of this.
Okay.
Adrian's going to become a false priest and is going to go around telling the tales of Saint Enoch.
Saint Enoch. Yep.
There we go.
There you go. All right, Saint Enoch the Bold. Yeah, that was pretty epic there. I'm gonna just honestly say. Let me do it this way. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna make you a PDF. I basically combined all my PDFs into one, so it'd be easier to use. So let me see.
Bjorn mumbles. He's like, "What was that creature? I've never seen anything like that before."
Piratessa, would you have any knowledge of such things? You're the one that studied those things as far as...
Yeah. Yeah. Roll under your int, but do it with 4d6.
46? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I rolled my int, 15.
Okay. I mean, it's some kind of fake creature. I'm gonna give you. I was gonna give you the amount of information based on kind of what you rolled. So what you probably figured out anyways, was that it's some kind of fake creature, and clearly that actually probably didn't have a child. And you would know that it. Some of these creatures mimic things like that to draw in their prey. And it was likely speaking the Sylvan language because it probably, you're probably near some kind of entrance or exit from the fairy realm. Like there's probably fairies that come and leave here, nearby here, and it was trying to attract them.
I was trying to trap fairies. But it got
And it's probably
Enoch
gonna eat him.
instead.
And it's going to eat him. So I guess if that wasn't obvious.
Well, maybe
I
you
guess
were right,
being-
Ashton. Maybe Enoch had some of those mushrooms and it smelled it on him.
He probably smelled like honey.
Yeah. Poor Enoch.
Oops.
We don't even have a body to bury.
I mean, he'd go swimming. I don't recommend it. Desktop. All right, so I think I'm sending this to you properly. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. So max hit points, like everybody else. And you can just throw some. I mean, that's what he's got for gear, because he's kind of in the middle of the forest. But I guess, whatever. We'll deal with that when you go back to town if you want to buy more stuff, whatever. But you'll probably find stuff. Okay, brought that back. Okay, so we're back. I guess I could have put we're on break thing, but that was a good conversation going on in between. All right, guys. Well, after the loss of Enoch, you travel, probably quietly and in reflection, for a while until the twilight starts to come. You're probably at least halfway happy that Enoch was not carrying the dandelion. And you can see that it seems that Tom is sticking with you guys, at least for now. So yeah, let's find a campsite, and then you guys can eulogize Enoch. Ashton, you want to look for a campsite? So 2d6. Are you muted, Crystal?
Crystal, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry. Got distracted. 2d6, you said?
Yep.
I rolled a 2 and a 6, so 8 total.
8. Okay, that's good. 8 will give you a one campsite to choose from. Let's roll this bad boy.
Okay. One to choose from.
One, or you could sleep nowhere, I guess. No, you don't want to do that. Oh, this is it's an opening. It's just kind of like you're in this really dense area of the forest with like lots of thickets, and you're just thinking, where are we even going to lay down here? You're thinking maybe you're thinking, geez, we got to bust our swords out and like cut away an area, and then you step out into this opening that doesn't have any tree cover, unfortunately, but it is a nice clear sky, and it's just covered like this. It's not a huge area. It's maybe 30-foot circle. It's not perfectly circular. And all the ground is just this like soft kind of mossy. It's almost like when you step on it, you're thinking, "Wow!" Maybe you put your hands down on it. It's almost like laying on bedding. Like it's really soft and it looks like it'd be very comfortable. That's actually a good one.
Yeah, Ashton comes into this clearing, looks up into the sky, just drops their backpack on the ground and goes, "We'll set up here tonight."
Yeah, and as you're, because you're probably going to want to set up a trap or anything to hunt again, Adrian, this place is loaded with small animals. Like you catch like 3 rabbits, like in no time flat. So,
Oh.
Enoch would be happy.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Maybe
so yeah,
Enoch obtained priesthood and has blessed us with this place. All
Adrian-
hail Saint Enoch.
Adrian cooks all the food and he just sits it in front of the rest of them and he goes, "I'm not hungry, thank you though. Bjorn, you can eat my share."
Yeah, Bjorn actually looks at him sadly, and he nods, and he just reaches out to grab that bowl, and he looks into it for a while and says, Enoch made the best breakfast bowl. Alas, poor Enoch. I knew him not too well, yet he seemed like a fellow of great wisdom, curiosity, and kindness. His zeal shall be missed, and his antic shall not be forgotten. And then he wipes his tears. And he says, I pray he shall find his place among the one true God, along with his saints.
Ashton is sitting over there tearing up a rabbit leg. Man, this is good. Are you gonna eat that?
Puritessa says, I shall always be kind to beetles. They were important to Enoch. So I'll be very careful where I step. For you, Enoch, we might not have shared the same views on faith and religion, but you were kind to me. Saint Enoch, patron saint of acorns and beetles.
Saint of beetles.
Saint of Beatles.
Hey Tom,
man,
can you
Mike,
make some
that's
of
a good
that
picture.
beer?
Yeah, how about some grog, Tom?
Uh-oh.
There we go.
Okay, I was gonna say. Yeah, did I write that in the thing? You do have that knack. I don't know if I wrote that in the.
I do. I
The
have that
description
knack. Okay.
Yep, you have the knack that
yes,
you,
that's
the
right.
yeast knack. Yeah, yeah. I modified
Yes.
it slightly so you can just do it with any kind of water.
Okay. Yeah, I will pour out a splendid beer and raise a horn to Enoch, to that old man. Well, not old, but somewhat young. A good human.
He was an old soul.
Yes. And he passes his horn around.
That was a good meal. I'm sorry, were you all saying something?
We were just talking about Enoch.
Yeah. Sad. Are you gonna eat the rest of that rabbit?
I'm not. She'll give it to Ashton.
Appreciate it.
Have you no heart, man? One of your
He
companion
does.
has died.
He does not. I've seen that from day one. He'll wind up getting stabbed in the back one day, I would imagine.
I have yet to betray anybody.
Betrayal has nothing to do with getting stabbed in the back.
Perhaps it's his own way of grieving.
Whatever.
You do realize that I just hired this crew like 3 days ago. I barely know any of them. I mean, Bjorn, we just picked you up in the middle of the forest like yesterday. Sorry if I don't have much emotional attachment to an unstable priest who forgot to bring rations into a, long questing adventure.
Oh, he gave me acorns.
Fair.
I've spent
Go ahead.
nigh a day, and I feel like I'm grieving his death more than you do.
Beyond, just let it go. The dear leader here has one more day to find where we're going to go. It'll be okay. He's got his one more day.
Well, I gotta tell you this, Adrian. You're a hard man. You sure are.
Life is hard. There are no gods. There are no saints. The only saint is yourself.
I'll drink to that, Adrian.
See, we agree on something.
Indeed.
Yeah, pass me that horn when you're done.
Yeah. You guys drink from the horn. There's little bits of moss and dirt floating in it from Tom's fingers. But, maybe it's a little sweet because of the honey from earlier. And, you bed down. Let's have... Nobody turns into a skeleton again tonight. Sadly, it seems to have passed. And as you're kind of camping out and resting, it's a little bit cooler tonight. So maybe you're maybe it's the vibe of the campsite. Yeah, a little saddened from the loss, or not. And you pass through the night, depending on the PC, I suppose. You pass through the night with nothing strange really happening, aside from just it being a bit colder than usual. You wake or you sleep, I should say, Ashton, and dream again of the princess, and she says, "Oh, you're close. Follow, and find me." And she shows you the stars to which you should follow, the morning star, and then you awake kind of at just as dawn's starting to crack, and the stars are still kind of bright in the sky as the sun is starting to wipe them clear. And yeah, what do you want to do?
Ashton gets up, begins to pack their morning pipe, and they sort of say under their breath, "Close. I hope that means less than a day away."
Did you say something, Ashton?
I said that we should follow in this direction today, and Ashton waves vaguely as they begin to light up their pipe.
All right.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a d6 there, Crystal.
All right. Let me search through my 1 million windows to find where I need to roll, and I rolled a 1, so it's either really good or really bad.
Yes, you head off in the direction that you're very sure is the right direction. It's a little bit colder today, guys. You're traveling. Everybody can roll again that d6, d10 for me.
Oh, nice.
If you got to roll it in, roll 20. If you don't mind, roll them together. Like do 1d6 plus 1d10 or whatever. That way I don't have to. There you go. Okay. So we got 7. Oh,
Snake
wow.
eyes.
Double ones.
Yeah.
Good.
Snake
Yep.
eyes.
Very good. Very good. Lots of good stuff here. Lots of good stuff. Lots of good stuff.
How many
Nice
dragons?
We'll find out. Let me refer to my dragon sheet here. Okay. As you are traveling, most of the day has passed, and I think Ashton, at this point, you're probably thinking, like, right? And you kind of come into this clearing. You're actually starting to go up a bit of a mound, and you're thinking, oh, this could be good. And it opens up into a small clearing, and in the center of this clearing, about a 15-foot clearing, there's a like stacked pyramid of stone. It's actually they appear to be obsidian skulls. They're just at the edge, like so. You're kind of coming up this hill, and there's like a bit of a cave cut into it. A cave that probably Tom could walk into, maybe by crouching down a little bit, but anybody else would have to get on their belly or hands and knees at the very least to get into it. It's maybe like a 3-foot tall cave, and right at the entrance of it, there's a stack of stones. It's the first thing you think of what they are, but as you're looking at them, they're kind of crudely cut into skulls. And what really gets your notice of that is you're kind of walking close to it, and you look, and all of a sudden you see something move, and these obsidian stones seem to have these black eyes in them that seem to be watching you. It's like just slightly blacker than the rest of the obsidian, and just shining, and they're almost like following you as you're kind of walking towards it. And on the forehead of one of them, there seems to be some kind of rune carved.
Tom, have
Yeah,
you ever
we have
seen
idea.
anything like this?
Oh, they're just watching us. It's okay. No, they just watch. As long as you don't hurt them, they won't hurt you. I think.
Who are they?
At them. And
Them?
he points there. Right there. Them.
You mean
Those.
these carvings?
Yes. It's
Ash-
okay.
You said there was like an opening.
Yeah, it's like a little cave behind it.
Yeah, don't go in the opening.
Ashton's gonna look down into that opening.
So
I
you'll
wanna
have to
look-
kind of get past the skulls to do it. But yeah, you can do that for sure.
I want to look at the
Um,
rune too.
Okay, yeah. You definitely can do both those two things. So, yeah, as you get closer, the eyes are like watching you, and yeah, you kind of get just past the stones. Ashton, you kind of maybe put your hands on the outside of this cave so you can bend down and look in. I'm assuming you don't want to disturb the stones. You can't see very far into it because the angle of the sun is kind of on the back side of you now because it's getting close to the end of the day. But it looks like it goes in. It looks like it goes in and down, and probably pretty far. You get this the smell of like roots and dirt, basically. You know, it's definitely going into the earth. Insofar as the rune, you can go ahead and roll 5d6 under your intelligence.
Okay. No, I rolled 16.
Okay, yeah, you are. I'm gonna try to send a secret message to go and roll 20. I've never done it before. Nope, didn't work. I have no idea how to send a secret message. Nobody will get any secret messages. Let me just do something real quickly here. Okay, that worked. Good. Let's see. Yeah, you can't tell what it is, and you could probably get into this area, but the chance of getting past these things without touching them, it's gonna be a little tricky unless you want to like go up over and go feet first into the hole.
Does
That's the only way you can
Ashton
do that.
does Ashton get the feeling that this is the place that they're supposed to be at?
You're not getting any kind of sign like that.
Bjorn's gonna ask Ashton. So, Ashton, is this the place?
This is a place.
It sure looks like a tomb.
It does.
Well, maybe there are some markings that would indicate it to be Sir Chide's tomb.
Can't make out the rune. You were having dreams of the tomb, Bjorn. Does it look like anything you recognize?
I don't know. He goes up
Yeah,
to the
this is-
rune. You know,
Yeah.
he looks at it too. Does it look
Uh,
familiar at all?
No, definitely not. And the stuff that you would know or have thought is that this tomb is pretty should be like a splendid tomb. It wouldn't just be a hole in the ground. It would be like I mean, it'd be underground clearly, but it would be like with walls and you know ornamentation and a chapel and you know it's a hero's tomb. This doesn't look like that at all to you.
Yeah.
How you do the secret message, Daniel, on Roll20 is you do the /W and then you space and type the person's name and space and send the message.
W.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try it. Oh, you did it. So /W space.
Yeah. And it should bring up their names when you start typing in their name.
Ah, okay, let me
It smells
see
good
this.
down there.
Well,
Certainly.
this place doesn't look familiar to me at all. It's not at all like the dreams that I've been having.
It certainly doesn't look like a tomb for someone who slew a giant named Butter for bones.
That's for
Yes.
certain. For certain.
Hmm. Hmm. Perhaps Perhaps we should set up and sleep on it. See if any more visions come.
Well, I think in the morning everybody wants to use the dandelion.
It'll
Yeah,
be the
that would be
second day.
good. It would, because we've been walking in circles for like days. Well, you have. Just saying. I mean, because if you look, we've kind of walked through here before.
We have?
Yeah, right there. You look, see,
Yeah.
there's your old footprints.
Yeah, you could probably see that like you had walked past this, but like on the other side of this. So you walked on the other side of the hill.
See, just over here. Just here, follow me. It's okay.
I'll follow Tom and see the footprints.
Yes, I know you humans don't know the forest well.
No, but I was trusting our guide.
Is
Are you
that what
saying he's
call
let
him?
us? That's what we were calling him, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, that was kind of a bad idea. Because look, and if we go over here, there's our footprints from before. That's when I was following you guys.
So Enoch died for nothing?
Well, not nothing. I mean, I don't know. Something ate. The horse ate.
True.
So he didn't die for nothing. It was probably a good meal.
All right. Let's go back and tell the others, I suppose.
Okay. You can tell them, because they won't listen to me. And can you not eat my beard?
Oh, yeah. I won't take any more of your beard, I promise.
Okay, thank you.
I was just doing that because Enoch didn't have any food.
I know, but people are always poking on me, and pulling things on me. But he sticks his finger in his ear and he offers her a little jelly. I do have this.
Oh, no, you have it. Please,
No.
I insist. I wouldn't dream of taking any more from you.
No, I have plenty of this. This just keeps coming out. So, I mean, you can have some. It's good.
Honestly, I'm good. Really.
He licks his finger.
Ashton's gonna get on the ground. They're gonna take their backpack off, and they're gonna begin to crawl feet first into this little cave.
Nice.
I'm going to come back and tell Adrian and Bjorn that we have been walking in circles and that I've seen the proof.
Well, do tell. Explain yourself.
Well, Tom took me over the other side of this. You said it was like a ridge or something, Daniel?
Yeah. It's basically it's like a flattened out hill. So this is cut into one side of it. You kind of came up this side and you're seeing this, but then when you just went around it, so like you passed by this before, but it was like below you. You would have to have come to see it. Yeah.
Yep. And we couldn't see it because this is a lower level, but we have been walking in pretty much a circle.
So, in other words, the great leader Ashton has had us lost all these days. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I'm saying that we were fools to trust him, and Enoch died for nothing.
Is
The
Ashton?
bastard.
Did we see Ashton? He's got his feet sticking out of his hole.
No, actually, his head's sticking out. He put his feet first in, so he's basically
his feet first.
inside. Yeah, yeah. He's pushing it. He unloaded his equipment and he's pushing himself into this hole. It goes down, of course. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It seems that Piratessa that he's fixing to bring his own fate upon himself. Let's just watch and see what happens.
Yeah, you see Piratessa, she's starting to get angry, and maybe her teeth look just a little bit sharper.
Yeah, so
Bjorn
you
takes
start to
off.
push yourself.
Uh,
Go ahead.
he unsheaths his sword and stabs it into the ground, and he's basically just looking at him with a very angry expression on his face.
Nice.
Ashton, do you need help?
Ashton's like hand is reaching out to grab the backpack and like pull it in.
Ashton, guide, do you need help? Guide
And when
Ashton.
when Ashton gets into the hole enough, Daniel,
Yep.
he'll like Ashton will take a torch out and like light it up. Like
That's not going to
if
help you much because your feet first into the hole. You're going to light it behind you.
well, yeah, I mean, like how wide's the hole?
Like 2.5, 3 feet.
Okay,
It's
so
not wide enough for you to turn around.
okay, so could Ashton like crawl down in the hole a bit, like using their legs to like support their body?
Yeah, it's going downhill, and your feet first in it. So you're just kind of, I don't want to say sliding because you're in control, but you're basically going down like this. If you light a torch, you'll just be lighting. I mean, I suppose you light a torch if you do.
I see what you're saying.
Like,
all right,
yeah.
If
like
I can, like, if Ashton can, what they want to do is just grab their backpack and like drag it with them, and they're gonna head down into the hole.
Okay.
Oh.
It will be difficult for you to get the backpack without disturbing the stones. So I'm gonna have you roll 4d6 under your dex.
Oh, yeah, that's wonderful. Thanks. Let's see how this goes. 4d6. Ooh-bah. No, I did not do that. I rolled a 16 and my dex is a 11.
Okay.
Can I grab the backpack?
Oh, you're gonna try to wrestle it from? So you're gonna. Okay, yeah.
Oh,
You grab the backpack and knock the stones over. Paradisa runs up and tries to grab the backpack, so you guys are like wrestling over it for a second. As you do that, let's see.
And I'm saying, oh no, you don't. You're not going to escape down this hole without explaining yourself.
Oh boy. This is going south really quickly. This is good. Let me just find... Let me find my curses. Where are the curses? I'm using all the charts today that I didn't think I'd have to use. Let's see, curses. Crystal, have you got a D30?
I do.
D30. Let's see what you get.
D30. Opa. 8.
8. Oh man. Okay. This probably starts because it's gonna. I mean, it's not like immediately crazy, but all the hair on your body is gonna grow 6 inches per day.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's like an inch every 4 hours. So that's pretty fast. Yeah. You're probably just a little itchy right now, but yeah. Well, that should be interesting. Yeah, so you're wrestling over this bag. Do you want to do like a contest of strength, maybe? Like both roll a d20 plus strength bonus?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I'm sure neither one of us have all that much strength. So.
Yes, that's
I have a 5 strength.
Okay.
No wonder why you wanted to be the dwarf.
I rolled a 14.
I rolled an 8 minus 2 is 6.
Okay, yeah. So she yanks the bag out of your hand. I mean, I'm assuming that you're gonna let go of it.
I mean, I think it's like one of those things where like she thinks she's gonna wrestle the bag and she yanks it and just falls back because it so easily is let go of.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I mean, she basically rips out of you. I mean, if you just let go of it, then you probably stumble backwards a couple steps per Tessa.
Okay.
If you don't let go of it, then she probably pulls you forward a few inches because you can't get good leverage. But yeah, if you let go, you could certainly try to work your way down the hole before anything happens if you want, or you can face the music. I mean, that's up to you.
I mean, Ashton will just call back up the hole like, what the hell? Give me my bag.
You've been leading us in circles. You don't know where you're
I've-
going. You need to explain yourself.
I don't have to do anything. Give me my bag.
No, I'm not going to. And she like wraps her arms around it. She's like stumbled backwards a couple steps, so she's probably on her butt, and she's just sitting there holding this backpack. No, you have to come out and explain yourself.
Now, Ashton, you and I are on the same quest to find the same tomb. But you should be straight with us. If you're not sure how to get there, you should just simply tell us.
Yeah, Ashton will crawl back up and go, look, you don't understand. All right? Like, I am on a quest here to save a life. Like, that's what I've been out here attempting to do. I've been
Like
following
Enoch.
the way.
You say Enoch.
Yeah, well, whatever. Enoch is Enoch. Look, I've been following the way. All right? I've been doing what I can. Besides, I never claimed to be a leader. You all just came in and assumed I was.
But you led us astray. You told us that you knew where we
You
were
weren't
going.
even there. Shut up, Bjorn.
No, we started together, at the ferry circle. Don't you remember? I told you that I was looking for the tomb, and you said that that's where you wanted to go as well. That's the reason why I tagged
Yes,
along.
it does sound like that we are heading in the same direction. And for all I know, this is the tomb. So give me my backpack, follow me in, and let's come out filthy rich.
Oh, whoa. Adrian all this time has been sitting cross-legged on the ground watching this, and he goes, whoa. A moment ago, you said all that matters was trying to rescue and save a princess.
It
Now
is.
you're going, not, be quiet. Let me finish talking. And then you're going to come a moment later and say, let's go in here and get rich.
Yeah,
Which
that's
one is
what-
it?
That's what you care about, isn't it? The riches. I've said this whole time I want one thing. That ring. The ring that we're looking for. If we happen to come across treasure on the side, that's also great. But look, all I care about, honestly, is that ring, so I can free that woman. Now, will you give me my backpack?
I do not have your backpack. You are just.
I didn't talk
fool.
to you.
You're just a fool, my man. Just a fool.
Why were you leading us in circles?
I've been following the way.
Why should I believe anything you say?
I don't give a shit if you believe me. That's not my concern. My concern is attempting to find that ring.
I think he's being honest now. Well, I'm glad that everything's out in the open. He has gotten us lost, but he's telling the truth when he tells us that all he wants is the ring and the rich and the riches. So I do trust him in thinking that this may be the right way. I mean, if he doesn't believe that the ring lies within, why would he insist on us going down there?
Okay, well,
Frankly,
of all,
I don't care if you go down or not. I want to go down.
Be my guest. Adrian continues to sit cross-legged on the ground.
I would if someone would give me my backpack. Ashton kind of scratches the back of their neck.
I'll give him his backpack, or I'll give them their backpack, but I'm not going to follow you into that hole.
Well,
And she takes
whatever.
her
Stay
dandelion
here.
out of her backpack, and she says, "You guys come stand around me, not you. The rest of you, and we'll get where we need to go. We'll blow on this dandelion."
Well, can you come closer to me? I just got comfortable.
Yes.
So-
Yes, please. Go follow Adrian, the merchant. I'm sure that they'll treat you just fine.
No,
and Ashton
wait,
begins to crawl back down into the hole.
wait, Tally-ho. Now, nobody said anything about me leading anybody anywhere. She just wanted us to come and stand by her. But I mean, I'm sitting here comfortably, so you can come stand by me.
Yep.
So,
the
yeah,
great
have fun.
merchant.
Have fun there on your little adventure down in the ground. It was nice knowing you for these few days.
I cannot say the same.
Well, I know you can't because you're nothing but an asshole. You've been an asshole from day one.
Say as you wish.
Whoa, whoa. Hold on a second, guys. I know that I'm the latecomer. You found me in a fairy circle, but it is all of you that got me out of there. And from what I could tell
Well,
from
it
the
was
dreams,
actually me that got you out. But anyway,
yeah, either way, the important thing is that where we're going, this tomb, it's not some place that you can just walk alone or with less people and expect to achieve our goals. I had 4 people when I started on my quest, and when I walked into that fairy circle, all of the others were gone. And I have a feeling that if we were to find this place, it would end up like that. I know that perhaps Ashton wasn't straight with us, when he didn't admit that he was lost, but I do believe him
I'm
when he
not
tells me.
lost. I followed the way. This has to be the place. It has to be. I don't know where those other footprints came from, okay? But this has to be the place. I followed the way.
I trust
This
his
is where
greed.
the way has led us.
I trust his greed. I mean, as raving mad as he may sound, I do trust him that if he's holding that conviction that the ring is within, this may be the right place.
oh, Bjorn, are you an utter fool too? The man has had convictions every morning. He's been leading the right way, and this is where we get. I mean, come on.
I'll put the dandelion back. I'll hand them their backpack. And I'll say, one more chance. This is not the right way. I don't care how many of you die. But you, and I point at Ashton, for Enoch, I'll definitely kill you. That's a promise. And she steps back.
What,
You
like
guys
now?
like talking loud.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. How about some gourd music?
Well, I'm staying out here with you, Tom. I'm not about. I mean, who is going to climb into a 2-foot wide hole into the ground and think
Well,
that
I
that's...
could. That'd be no problem for me.
Well, you go ahead too. Then I'm staying right where I'm at.
Okay. Well, I did. Guide Ashton, do you want me to go crawl down there with you?
You don't have to call me Guide. You don't even have to call me Ashton. I don't really care what you do, Tom.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Great. Ashton begins to crawl down into the hole.
Okay, yeah. So you crawl into the hole as you're moving down. You get your bag in front of you, so you're kind of like sliding your body. I'm assuming, are you on your back or your stomach?
If I'm going head first, then I guess I'm on my stomach.
You're not going head first, though. You went foot first, unless you want to come up.
Yeah, okay. If I'm foot first, I'll be on my back.
Okay, yeah. I mean, and it's about 3 feet. I mean, you could put your backpack like on your stomach or whatever if you want, or you could drag it behind you. It's up to you how you want to do it.
Oh, if I can
you'll
put
have
it
better-
like on my stomach, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you have it on your stomach, and you're like sliding on your butt, working your way down. You guys see Ashton go into the darkness, and you're moving, through. And nobody else is going with, right?
Tom
So
will follow.
Okay. Yeah. So Tom, you're walking. I mean, you're like crouched a little bit, but you can you're only 3 foot tall.
Yes.
So, you're basically like crouched over, and you're watching. I don't.
Bjorn's gonna
Do
approach
mouse dwarfs have
the.
infravision?
Oh, God.
Do have.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah,
they
Bjorn's
have
gonna
infravision?
approach. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I just wanted to know what he would see. That's why. Sorry, you're young. Well, let me just do this first. Just let me know if you have infravision, Mike. Go ahead, Young.
Yeah, so Bjorn's gonna go up to the hole and he's gonna peer in, so right after Tom goes in, he's gonna, hover near the opening and says, "Hey, Tom, is there any way that I could go in there as well? I don't think I'll fit in here."
Yeah, it would be difficult. It's about about 3 foot, like at its tallest, and of course it's not a circle, so it's got like sloping down sides. So maybe it's like 2.5, 2 feet, depending on where you are.
Yeah, he
So,
just yells, He yells, "If you see any other entrance into this hole, just let me know, okay? We're out here if you guys need help."
I'm not seeing anything about any vision.
All right, yeah, I didn't think you did. I was just checking. I think there's no information in this settings. Well, I think maybe the elves have it. All
If
right,
I was
cool.
a root friend, then I think I would, but I'm not.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Okay, it's part of the
I think it's a
you can
knack.
have. Yeah, you're right. That's probably it because you get new knacks like every level or every other level or something. So you'll get maybe eventually you'll get it. Anyways, if you make it that far. All right, so you're going and you feel Ashton that the dirt's getting like a little bit more moist a little bit, and then it's getting steeper as well. It's becoming a little bit more difficult. Did you take climb as your skill?
I did not.
Okay, that's fine. So you're moving down. It's getting a little treacherous. Like you feel like if you keep going, there's a chance like you might start sliding. You know, whether or not that's you don't know how far you slide, of course.
I mean, I think at this point, Ashton feels like this has to be the place. Ashton's followed diligently the way, and this is where the way has led him.
You've definitely tried, yeah. So yeah, you start moving, and then at a certain point, it just like drops quickly. And go ahead and make a 3d6. Oh no, you have a low strength. Right? Under your strength to try to stop yourself.
Okay. I mean, I'll try. Why not?
Yeah, why not? You can. It's possible. Obviously, you rolled a 5.
16.
No, all right. Yeah, so you start to go and you just like grab some roots and it just like, maybe your back starts to go. You reach for it, whatever. Like it's just awkward, and next thing you know, you're just like it's very steep. You see this, Tom? Well, you hear it probably more than anything else, because you can't really see. You hear Ashton. Do you scream or anything, Ashton? What is Ashton's reaction to going? Yes, you just hear him move very quickly ahead of you. You hear like, and you hear like he's sliding.
Is that fun?
Yeah.
Ashton, is it fun?
You slide about maybe 15, 20 feet, and then it reaches a point where it's a straight drop, and you fall. Splash into some water. You fall 20 feet, so let's see what happens here. You would take 7 points of damage. Would that kill you?
I'm dead. Yep.
Okay, so instead of that, let's use my other injury chart. We get to use all the fun charts today. We never used any charts, and now we're using all of them. All right, so we're using the injury versus death chart. Standard. So when you fall and it would kill you, what happens is you take no damage instead. And what you're going to do is you're going to roll, you fell 20 feet, so you're going to roll 2d6 twice. And let me know, the highest result is the one that we'll use. So low is good here, clearly.
All right, I rolled a 4 and a 6.
Oh, good. All right. All right, you drop. Well, you're knocked out for, about a couple minutes. You're not really probably sure unless Tom, probably by the time, if Tom follows you. But you drop into this, like, what's probably some kind of a well, an old well or something that's been covered up. It's, you know this because when you hit the bottom, there's water, number one. But also the walls around you are like crumbled stone. You can feel them. I mean, you're in the dark still. Your backpack, of course, is in the water too and soaked. And you know that you're in maybe like a foot and a half of water sitting there, and you're completely drenched. You feel around you, and you feel your backpack. You also feel on the wall what feels like bones, like skeletons or something like that are standing somehow. You're not really quite sure how they're standing, but because you're in the dark. What was Tom doing during this? It was 7 rounds, which is a minute. So you would have had time if you wanted to move forward, or did you want to do something else? Tom? Yeah.
He's just going to go back up. Because
Okay.
if Ashton doesn't say anything, if it's not fun, then...
Okay, so take Tom a few minutes to walk back up out. So while you're doing that, so Ashton, you wake up. You're not sure how long you've been unconscious, but you kind of feel around and you feel your gear, and like I said, you feel some skeletons down here. They seem to be standing up which is odd, maybe. And you can hear the sound of like running water, like tinkling. What do you want to do?
Ashton's gonna fumble around in their backpack. They're gonna try and see if their torch is, dry enough. Like they can stand up. You said?
Yeah, oh yeah, it's tall. You're in
Okay.
some kind of a well. You think it's about maybe like 6 feet ish. Like it's not round, but 6 foot round roughly. But it's very tall. It's 20 feet. You fell 20 feet. I mean, you don't know that yet, but yeah, it's 20 feet tall.
Okay. Ashton's gonna like fumble through their backpack and hope that they can get a torch lit. I mean, they don't know if the torch is still any good or not, but
Yeah, I mean, it was in your backpack, and torches are basically tar and oil wrapped. So yeah, you could probably light one up. It'd take you a few minutes maybe in the dark, but you're able to do that. You kind of snap your flint and steel, and after a few against that the coal that you have the char cloth, and you blow on it, and the torch lights up, and you find yourself in this what is clearly some kind of a cistern or a well. You can hold the torch up. Maybe you can kind of barely see past yourself up top. You can see that it looks like you fell. It's a bit collapsed. It's about 20 feet or so above you. It looks like where you came from. Above that is like just dirt. You see though, attached to the wall down here, there's 4 skeletons manacled a door, and this door is like a normal size, like human door. Like it's not a little tiny thing. It's pretty rotted, of course. It's like the water's coming through the bottom of it.
Ashton's gonna move up to that door. They're gonna put their ear to the door and use their hear noise.
Okay. Go ahead and make a saving throw. I'm gonna call it versus. That's a good question. Versus, we'll say paralyzation.
All right.
Paralyze.
I failed.
By how many?
I rolled an 8 and mine thing's a 13.
Okay, so by 5. Okay. Yes, you put your ear to the door and you can hear. Well, go ahead. Well, I mean, you can hear it. With the hear noise skill and the fact that it's relatively loud, you can hear it. You can hear water. It sounds like the water that you're hearing is coming from the other side of the door, which I guess maybe makes sense. You hear like maybe what's some kind of a spring or something because you hear like bubbling of the water, and then you feel like kind of a weird like sensation as something crawls into your ear. A bunch of somethings crawl into your ear so rapidly that you're just like whoa. But by the time you do, you can touch them. They're like on the side of your face and also in your ear. These worms are digging into your skin.
No. Awesome.
Yeah. Which one do?
Ashton will take the torch and like try and burn their face basically. Also, they're hairy, so.
Oh, it's so terrible. That's just. Oh yeah. So you know this is probably not a good thing. So you're just like yeah, and you burn the. Let me just roll initiative against them first to see if any get inside you before you can do it because you did fail the save. They got a 1 though, so don't get a 1.
4.
Okay, you win initiative. So you burn your face with a torch. I mean, you don't have to roll an attack against your face, clearly. Go ahead and roll a d4 damage for the.
I'm dead. I have 4 HP and I rolled 4 damage.
Okay, so 0, right? All right, let me use my injury versus death for fire. All right, so this one's going to be weird because clearly you're only touching your face. We'll have to go with it.
I did say that she was going to kill me, so.
Yeah. Okay, the PC takes damage from fire, acid, or magical effects that would bring them to 0 hit points or less. So you go to 0. Because in this injury system, you can function at 0. So you drop to 0, and you roll on the table 1d6 plus the amount of hit points that you would be negative, which is none. So roll a d6.
5.
5. Knocked down and stunned. Lose next turn. 1 random piece of gear is destroyed. Oh boy. Okay, yeah. You're like and you drop. I'm going to assume you drop the torch as well. So we'll see which random piece of gear is destroyed, even though this probably isn't going to make any sense, but it's a game. So roll 2d6.
Just one time or twice?
Just once.
All right, 11.
11. Okay. Have you got any water or wineskins or potions?
I
Not
do. I
potion.
do have a water skin.
All right. So what I'm gonna say is you probably have it strapped on the outside of you. So when you burn yourself, you like pass out and you drop the torch. It lands on your body, and as you're kind of passed out, it burns through the water skins, and then when they burst, the torch goes out, and you wake up in the darkness again with a burnt ass face. Yeah.
First thought is probably like check the face to see if there's anything on it.
Yeah. You think you successfully burnt them out because you don't feel anything moving in your skin or anything. By the way, up top, guys, you heard probably a terrible yell. You couldn't burn your face like that and not scream.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So up top, do anybody want to do anything when they hear Ashton screaming?
What was that blood-curdling scream from down below?
Adrian jumps up from the way he's been setting, and he says, I'm going to go set a trap and see if I can catch us something for dinner.
Is Tom out there too?
Yeah. Yeah, by now Tom's come up, yeah.
Oh, I've come up? Yeah, I'll go
Yeah, so you
up.
probably we'll say you just reached the entrance, and as you walk out, you hear the scream.
Yeah. And he'll just say very matter-of-factly, yeah, Guide Ashton, he fell down and then splashed. It wasn't fun.
But was it a tomb, Tom? Was it what we're looking for?
I don't know. It wasn't fun, so I just let him be. I think he's dead.
Bjorn is curious about what's actually down there, so he's gonna go around the hill, try and see. He's gonna try to look for a different entrance, if there is one.
Okay. Yeah, you search around for a while Adrian's putting traps. I mean, you search for a while, like a good 10 minutes. You really want to find something, and you don't see anything. If there was, any other way in, it's probably either collapsed and buried and just been, I mean, it looks pretty, the growth on this hill looks pretty old. So whatever's been growing here has been growing there for a while. So if something collapsed, it probably is sealed in whatever, any other entrance there could have been. Yeah, unfortunately. You can roll a d6 there, Tony, to see if you catch anything in your trap.
A 1.
Ah, yeah. You have a bounty. Roll a d6 to see how many meals you're able to.
A 1 again.
All right, so not much. A small bounty. You get like a squirrel or something to that effect, or some berries or acorns.
Oh, he killed a squirrel. Oh, no.
Yeah, I mean, squirrels, they tell rumors. Yeah, so you wake up in the dark with the burnt face, and you're in the water again. You can feel that, well, actually, you were already wet, so you probably don't realize that. Maybe when you feel around, that torch is burnt out, and you feel that like your water skins are like burnt through, so like they're destroyed.
All right. Ashton says, "This has to be the place," and they begin to feel through their backpack again, searching for a new torch and to attempt to light.
Yeah, again, you can do it. I mean, I'm probably guessing that you probably don't even. Well, maybe you didn't put the backpack on. You probably just set it on a dry spot when you first lit the torch. So you probably didn't fall back in the water with the backpack. It's probably sitting there.
Yeah.
In any case, you're able to fire up another torch, and yeah, you're looking again. The small space, rotted door in front of you. You heard water come through, and in fact, as you're looking at it, you can see the bottom of the door is like rotted out, and water is just come through into this room from there. It's probably going into the water table, looking to the ground, but it's definitely coming from that other room.
Ashton's gonna take the torch and kind of move it around the door, basically trying to any of those bugs, trying to get them away, kind of from where the handle should be.
All right. Yeah, you can definitely do that.
Yeah, and then Ashton will quickly very as quick as they can grab the handle and either push or pull the door, whatever they need to do, try and get it out of the way.
Yeah, it's pretty stuck, so you got. I know this sucks for you. You got to make an open doors attempt.
All right.
This is not good for a character with strength.
Yeah, D6, right? Okay.
Yeah, D6.
I rolled a 3, and that's a -2, so 1.
Oh. No, you're attempting a -2. So Normally you'd have a
Yeah.
1 in 2 chance, but you have a -2, so you have a no in 2. So you have a
Yeah.
1 in 6 because that's the minimum you can have. So you roll a 3, so you're not able to. It's jammed. You would have to. You could break it down with a weapon or an axe or something, but it's just stuck. You won't be able to just physically pull it open the way you're trying to do it. Maybe you're just
Okay.
being too delicate, like trying to pull it too quick. But yeah,
All right. Yeah. Then, if that's the case, then Ashton will grab their short sword. I mean, that's the best weapon they really have right now, and try to, you know, stab at it enough to get a door, an opening.
okay. Yeah, I mean it's pretty rotten, as I said, and you were being careful before with the torch. So I'm assuming you're doing the same. So you're kind of jamming into it, and as you are, you might see some of these worms kind of come to the surface, and you're burning them back, and you jab into it, for a handful of times, and then parts of the door start to fall off. You can see that like you could get in, like basically like the bottom part of the door, and like up through like maybe like 4 feet up is like broken off, and it's just like all fallen on the ground. There's still a piece of door that you'll have to like squish to go under it, but you could get under it if and get in there if you want. You could
Yeah,
do it without touching the
Ashton.
door, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, Ashton will like grab their backpack and like kind of hold it over their head. Like, I mean, after they put their short sword away, make sure like, and then just like rush through quickly as possible past that door.
Oh, for sure, yeah. So you do that. You can you looking in this room now. You can actually see it's weird. It opens up into a tall chair. Well, I mean, it was tall where you were clearly because you were in a well. But it's like a little bit of like a space where it's like maybe like 6 foot tall, and then it opens up into like a 12, 15 foot tall ceiling. It's about a 13, 14 foot rectangular room. There's remains of what were some kind of furniture in here, like some kind of a table that's like fallen over, and you can just see it's rotten. And actually, see some of these worms like crawling on it. You can see there's some wooden chairs that are broken up too. And you can see that the only other thing that's really noticeable is that under like the 4 or 5 inches of water that's on the floor, there's just like water like almost like a spring is like spitting up water from the corner.
All right.
But otherwise, it looks pretty deserted. Yeah.
And there's no other way out.
You don't see any other way out now.
Okay, Ashton's gonna take their short sword again, and that little geyser that's spitting up water. Ashton's gonna try and like poke at it and see if maybe they can loosen it up or something to try and make another hole or something.
All right, so you're gonna like jam down into it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You feel your sword go through what feels like maybe like leather or possibly an animal skin or something, but it doesn't meet much resistance. It basically cuts down into it, and then you actually see more water, like coming up from multiple spots.
Oh. All right. Yeah, Ashton will like basically take their boot and try and like kick away whatever is blocking this water flow.
Okay. Yeah. So you kick this thing, and actually you kick it like you kick and you feel like a something relatively large, like maybe like the 12 inches or 14 inches long by about 8 inches wide, and you kind of like kick it with your boot to get it out of the way, and you see what is now sliced pretty much 3/4 of the way open by your sword, a water skin that had the cap off of it like opened, and it's spitting water out. Now from both spaces, like in way more water than it should be spitting out. Like it's not like the remainders of the water is coming out. It's like pushing water out of itself. Much faster than it was.
Okay. Ashton will take that water skin and those worms that are over there. Like Ashton's just gonna chuck the water skin over at those worms.
Which water skin?
The one the one with the water coming out of it. Yeah.
So you're gonna grab it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you do that. Yeah, so you grab it, and when you do, it kind of like rips open more, and water's just like pouring out of this thing. It's very uncanny. And you're gonna throw it at the table?
Yeah.
Okay, you do that. It hits the table kind of crumbles, and now you see the worms just like spread out into the water everywhere around that you're standing in, of course.
Great. Awesome. All right.
What do you want to do?
I mean, Ashton can only think to search for hopefully some kind of hidden door or something.
Okay, so you're gonna hang out here looking for a secret door. All right.
Yep.
Let's see. All right, that's gonna take a turn, which means that. Oh. Okay. What's your AC?
12.
Okay. Go ahead and roll 4d6 under your wisdom.
Okay. I hit it on the nose.
Okay, good. So yeah, you're searching around. You don't see any secret doors or whatever, but then you feel like a kind of a pinch in your leg, and you look down and maybe pull your leather armor or whatever up off of your leg, and you can see that that one of these creatures, or multiple of them actually, because you're looking at these welts on you, have gone under your skin, and you can actually see them moving under the skin, kind of working their way through up your leg.
Yeah. Ashton just like shakes their head. They just sit down on the wall and go, "Wish I had some beer."
Do you want to try to cut them out or burn them or anything?
Nope. There's nothing
Okay.
Ashton can do. At this
Well, I
point,
mean, you think-
Ashton's like, I've been led here to die.
All right. I mean, yeah, that's what you think. All right. Cut back to the scene around the campfire. Ashton doesn't come back anytime soon, and you're eating the squirrel.
Is this not the most delicious squirrel you've ever had, Bjorn?
Well, for the tiny little leg that I'm chewing on, it's not that bad at all, Adrian.
If
And
we
then he
just
just
had
takes out that little tiny little bone and throws it on the ground. Says, "I
If we
wish I had
just-
more."
Well, if we just had some root vegetables to go with it, Tom, you don't have a bag of vegetables we can cook up?
You killed a squirrel. you killed a squirrel.
Well, you killed the bees by taking their honeycomb earlier,
But
correct?
no, you killed us. And he starts chattering in squirrel, very angrily.
Nice.
I am surrounded by mad fools.
I think he's
Excellent.
saying something nasty towards you, Adrian.
Well, it won't be the first or the last one. Us merchants always get cussed for everything.
I'll put my arm around Tom. It's all right. A lot of weird things have happened today.
I
lot of
wipe
weird
my
things.
eyes on her dress.
the ones that drip the slime.
Yes,
Oh,
the slime molds.
it's okay.
Yes. he killed a squirrel. So you could eat my beard, but no, you killed a squirrel.
Well, now, why did you not say anything when I caught the rabbits and we ate rabbits?
Well,
You had-
I didn't know you were so cruel. You
Oh,
just
I'm the
keep
one that's-
killing things.
I'm the one that's cruel. Ugh.
Bjorn says, "You got any more squirrels hiding behind you?"
No.
Well,
Here, and he pulls out a hunk of his beard and he offers it.
hey, thanks. Those things are delicious. And then
Yes,
Bjorn
here.
starts munching on them.
He pulls out another hunk of his beard. Here. Just don't kill any more squirrels.
I promise you, I'm not gonna kill any squirrels, but better, keep those beard and beer flowing.
Nice. And at that, I think we'll probably leave it. Somewhere down in a hole in the ground that's filling with water slowly, there's a man whose hair is growing rapidly due to a fairy curse, and unfortunately, the worms have gotten into their heart, and it beats their last as they die in the wet pit.
The last thing you see is the little ember of a pipe slowly fading out into the darkness.
Nice. Awesome. All right, yeah, so up top, you guys are camping, and I guess we'll figure out what happens when you blow the dandelion, if that's what you're going to do next time, and we figure what other adventurer you might encounter to join your quest, as Ashton has finally succumbed to the dangers of Dolmenwood. So, yeah, that's